secretary in my office several years ago. So many examples, but the easiest to sum up. I walk by her desk one day and she's sitting there drinking twisted tea. I tell her she can't drink that at work. It has all alcohol in it. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does, I say, and point to label on can showing ABV percent. She gets embarrassed and awkward. She literally had no idea. Very consistent with her other behavior. I don't know how she functioned as an adult. She was fired for cause not too long after this. A receptionist at my old clinic named Sarah. I was about 6 months pregnant with my second child, and I felt a pretty big kick, and I guess I winced when I put my hand on my belly. Said, "Baby Gira just kicked." Sarah looked at me like I was the dumbest person in the world and said, that's not possible. She doesn't have any legs." I told her maybe she should go look at pics of 6 months fetuses, and she laughed at me and informed me that cameras that do that don't exist. Sarah had been fired by the time I came back from maternity leave. My family got into a discussion about my 79-year-old father, who is still recovering from a broken knee going up and down 16 stairs. I was adamantly on the side of, I don't care, he should not be on those stairs. Then I found out that he does it because he's hiding from my mom. Apparently, the risk of falling down a flight of stairs is preferable to hanging out with her, so I lost that argument. My elderly father now makes a weird whistling noise when he breathes. A debate broke out about whether or not it was audible. It was Team Hearing Aid versus Team No Hearing Aid. We got into a nice discussion about what we ran over on the highway, going to my mother-in-law's house, a chicken or a plastic grocery bag. One of us swore she saw feathers. Another questioned the likelihood of a chicken being found in the middle of I-4. This led to a series of, "Why did the plastic bag cross the road?" jokes. My mother-in-law got mad at my father-in-law because he added too much turkey stock to the gravy to thin it out. It was still good gravy, but you know how families are when it comes to gravy. Sigh. My alcoholic aunt was sneaking fireball shooters. Her husband ratted her out. You can guess how that went. My family decided to argue whether Mary Poppins is a witch, a demigod, or a Time Lord. We got so into it that we actually looked it up online. Apparently this has been such a popular argument that the author who created her has explicitly said that she is not a witch or a fairy. She is a timeless, magical, universal, and individual being. So I guess we all lost that one. Our family argument this year, whether I'm a loser for having 3 dogs and no relationship. Coming from a grown-ass man-child, my uncle who's 35 years old and a deadbeat father living with his parents, my grandparents. He has no job and doesn't pay rent, but bought a brand new Tacoma last year. I don't know and don't want to know where he got the money. I, on the other hand, have no kids, was able to buy my own house, and yes, I am single and focusing on my career, but all that is bad. I pay my own way. I'm not neglecting any kids, and I don't take advantage of anyone. Once my grandparents defended him, saying that I needed to find a man and settle down and stop wasting time with my career. I took the food that I had made, walked out of the house, and came home to my dogs. Petty, yes, but seriously, screw that. Old coworker of mine. Nowadays, 12-year-old girls get abortions because they think it will make them popular. He was an idiot. My brother got mad because our grandma decided to make ham and scallop potatoes, food he won't eat at the ripe age of 26 instead of the usual turkey and mashed potatoes. Everyone else was cool with it because she was the chef, so it was her decision, and it was all delicious. But my brother sat and picked at some corn and rolls while glaring at everyone. Soon enough, Grandma got up, picked up my brother's plate, and scraped his food into the dog's dish. If you're gonna act like a dog, you can eat with the dog. Grandma is gangsta, and she's done with this crap. One of my checkers took a donut out of the pastry bag and attempted to scan the donut. That was an awkward coaching opportunity. My husband has been putting rosemary in mashed potatoes recently, and it's horrible. I haven't said anything because I don't complain when someone else is doing the cooking. Then, when I went grocery shopping for Thanksgiving, I did not buy any rosemary, thinking I could finally have normal mashed potatoes for Turkey Day. Well, my husband went to the grocery store for something, and the sneaky dog bought some rosemary and put it in the mashed potatoes unbeknownst to me. That's when my secret loathing of his rosemary-seasoned mashed potatoes was revealed. He was highly offended that I had pretended to like them all this time. Thus, the Great Mashed Potato War of 2025 began. I didn't eat any of the offensive potatoes while he had a heaping helping. We eventually got too stuffed to continue the battle, but definitely had round 2 when it was time for leftovers. Our argument this year was whether my father should be wearing his hearing aids more often. My father, having not put in his hearing aids, remained blissfully unaware of the conversation. We got to the function and the turkey wasn't ready. My uncle used to ruin every Thanksgiving with his drinking problem. We waited and waited, ate all the other food that was ready, and waited some more. Finally, someone went into the kitchen to see what the heck was up, and the stupid oven wasn't even on. Of all the things you need to do for Thanksgiving dinner, how do you forget to turn the oven on? My 4 children are transferring schools. I filled out all the paperwork online. Today, the registrar called, asking if my husband, Bob, is the biological father of all 4 children. For context, the 2 oldest have my last name, the 2 youngest have his. I explained that yes, same biological parents for all 4, but we weren't married when the oldest were born, and the registrar then told me that because of different last names, Bob would have to be removed as the biological father of the 2 oldest. I reminded her she has their birth certificates confirming he's listed as father. She verified and moved on. For about 10 minutes, I noticed that there's no father listed on the birth continue. Certificate for youngest child, me. Oh, you are correct. COVID. I'll send documentation. Another 10 minutes. This documentation is from 2021, so I can't use it. Me. It's from when the paternity test was completed. Are you saying we need a new paternity test? No, but because it's more than a year old, we can't accept it. Me. The birth certificate you used to verify paternity for my oldest 2 is from 2011. Yes, but that is a birth certificate. Me. And this is a court order establishing paternity. Youngest child didn't get a new biological father since 2021. That isn't how biology works. Well, there is no way to be certain that nothing has changed since 2021. Me. The sperm that fertilized my egg doesn't change because time has passed. But we can't really know that without updated documentation. I'm not very hopeful that my children are going to receive a quality education in this new district. Mom asked Dad for a hand in the kitchen. He walked in clapping. I swear that her glare burned all the way through his skull and into the next room. I worked at IT a few years back. Had a director blow up after day 2 of trying to resolve a complex firewall issue that was affecting the finance department receiving invoices. And I quote, "Stop trying to figure out what the problem is and just fix it."